In this brief instructional video, I will be showing you how to complete our weekly lessons. So if you go to the module page under Introduction Lesson, I'm running a lot of stuff so my computer's a little slow. You can scroll down, read through these instructions if you want, but I'm going to go over them right now so you don't have to worry about that. So you can review these if you need to later. And click this link to open our lesson in a new tab. This is SoftChalk. It is the software, get it, software, that I use to create a sort of virtual textbook in which I can combine text, images, quizzes, and more importantly, videos that I record that supplement how a regular lecture might work if you were taking an in-person class. So here's our first page. I would recommend that before you get started with our introductory lecture, you go over and back to our timeline and print out the introduction handout, or open it in another screen if you want. I'm going to do that now. Here is our introduction handout. I'm just going to copy and paste these vocab terms into a Word document, so whenever I hear a vocab term during our lesson, I can type the definition right there. So now you can see that down here I have a Word document open with all of our vocab words, and I'm ready to start the lesson. You can also download and read through the introduction from your textbook before you begin this lesson if you feel like you need extra help, or if you miss a vocab word, you have a difficult understanding it, you can use the textbook to sort of supplement the readings that we're doing with this lesson. So I'm ready to move on to the next page. And right away I can see that we're going to be discussing old art history versus new art history. Hey, I have that as one of my terms, so I'm going to pay attention to this page. If I scroll down, I can see a little box where I've gotten started filling in some of this information here. I assume that we're going to learn all the rest of these words and start categorizing it. In one column we have old art history, and in the other column we have new art history. The first thing under old art history is a formal analysis, and if I hover over the word, I can see that it's blue, I can see the definition of a formal analysis. Under formal analysis, it says that a work of art is typically analyzed according to its form and content. Form encompasses the qualities of line, shape, color, light, texture, etc., and these make up the formal elements. Well, if I go back to our handout, I can see that I have all of those qualifications right down there. So all I need to write for the definition of formal elements is see formal elements below. If I want, I can say how one describes art. As distinct from its content. Here's a picture of an artwork. Wherever you see this icon right here, I want you to click it because these will be questions that will be worth points. Which of the following is not an example of formal element of Parmigianino's Madonna of the Long Neck? Once I make my selection, I click check answer, and I got it right. Good job. If I click the wrong answer and I check answer, be incorrect, all I have to do is select again, check the answer, and I got this one right this time. Down here, this is a fun widget. Let's go on to the next page. On page 3, you can see we have a video. This is a video recording that I made a little while ago, and you can watch the video and take notes. You'll probably hear more definitions from these video lectures. So here I'm going to be talking about texture, here I'm going to be talking about composition, down here is where we learn about space. So we're starting to fill in all of these definitions that you can see on the handout, and they don't necessarily go in order. I'm only human. This is a fun activity. Again, you can repeat any of these activities, but you click on a card and you're deciding whether or not the light, in this case, is perceived or literal. This will make sense after you read through and watch those videos that are just above. But all you're going to do is move it to one of these different decks. So light here, in this case, it's perceived. Click on the next card. If you get one of them wrong and you want to make sure you're getting full credit, you can click Restart and begin again. Then down here you can see there's another quiz. You can move through these lessons at your own pace. Take your time, make sure that you're getting all of these definitions, and when you have decided that you are finished and you have gotten a perfect score, 33 out of 33, or as near to it as you feel like accomplishing, you're going to make sure that on the very last page you type in your name, your full name, because this is going to go to me. It's a separate system. So I'm going to type in my name. And then email the score. This will email your score to me, and then I'm going to manually update your score for this lesson into our course in the Grade Center. It may not do it automatically because, depending on when you take the lesson, I might not be at my computer, but it will get updated eventually. You can also screen cap your score or print it to a PDF so that you have a record in case you're worried about something going wrong. Now, the very last step that you need to make sure you complete, almost as important as making sure you email me your score, is marking this lesson as done in your site. You will not be able to move on to the next assignment in many cases if you do not complete this step. So all you have to do is from the introduction lesson page where you just came, mark it as done. Then if you go back to the modules page, our next week's materials should show up for you. If you have any questions about how to use SoftChalk, please feel free to send me an email, or you can refer to SoftChalk's Student Help Guide, which I posted a link to it at the bottom of the instructions for our lesson.